You're on.
Good morning, everyone. You're back again with Beverly Kyer on Mindfulness Monday. I'm so happy to talk to you today on a subject that I find very, very important. It's been important the entire time of my career because I had to learn the hard way from it. And what we're talking about today is the wisdom of having accountability partners and the power of having each other's back in the work that we're trying to do. Our focus, whether we are service providers or whether we are caregivers to those with significant health challenges, people who are experiencing crisis in any kind of form, victims of traumatic experiences in their lives, whatever the case is, we are very, very focused on that. And because we hold and then take on the enormous responsibilities for their care and their service to either we're rescuing them or trying to stabilize them or help the healing process for them. They are children, they're youth, they're adults, they're seniors. It's a very slippery slope where we could be so focused on their care and their needs that we're not aware of what's happening to us while we're doing it. Matter of fact, I went to Canada to become certified in compassion fatigue a number of years ago, and my instructor said to us, she said, we in the service field, the human service field, and family caregivers is very much a part of this. She says, we have a disease called adaptation. In other words, our focus, our attention on other people is so consuming, and that comes from a place of the heart. I'm not being even negative about that, but she says we are easily. She calls it a disease of adaptation. We're easily unaware, or we could adapt to what is happening in our own bodies, in our own minds, in our own spirits. We could even feel some discomfort, but kind of be easily able to minimize it, rationalize it, not notice it at all. And so, the importance of having accountability partners is for people to notice you long before you will notice yourself. I know this for myself very, very personally. I I've been in the child welfare system, I've been working with veterans with post traumatic stress disorder. I work with cancer patients. I worked in most of the issues, service provision was in people in crisis, people who are victims of something. I also did a significant amount of family caregiving. But whenever it's happening to me in the execution of my work, I don't notice. I never figured out how to take care of me or be aware of me concurrent with taking care of others. Therefore, I said, and I discovered it was important for us to consider having accountability partners. These are people you give permission to notice you, that there's a shift, there's a change, there's a energy drop, there's a pressure in the way you're working. You're just scrambling and you're multitasking and you just don't stop, you just don't pause. Accountability partners are those people who will say, wait a minute, Beverly, dial it down, back it up, slow down, take a pause, take a breath. And that's important to have if you're honest with yourself. I call it, to ask for help on that level is wise. Is wise because you move away from saying that if I ask for help, I'm demonstrating a kind of weakness. The wisdom says, no, understand that you are vulnerable. We're powerful, strong people in bodies that could be fractured, in emotions that could be injured, in spirits that could be kind of crushed for time. So you want to be honest enough with yourself to recognize that that's who you are. I know that's who I am. When something is happening, I could really tackle somebody else's challenges and their struggles and their grief and help them through that. And it doesn't even occur to me to stop. It doesn't even occur to me to pause. I could just keep on and keep on. We do it throughout the day, and we even take it to bed with us at night. So let's get back to accountability partners. Who are these people that you would give permission to notice you? First of all, being aware that you even need somebody to notice you. For the most part, with few exceptions, they're probably not your closest family members and some of your closest friends. There's always exceptions to that, but by and large, if you think about it, many of those people who are closest to you need you to be okay so you can be available to them. Think about it. Think about it. Not out of any meanness or selfishness. It's just that they just want you to be yourself and be okay. We are okay when we are with them, relatively so. We're okay in the social settings, but when we're providing services to others, we're not okay. And I want you to learn to be okay with not being okay because we are human beings. We're human beings. So those may not be your people. The people who may be most likely to get the pressure, the demand, the extraordinary responsibilities we take on ourselves in our care for others are the people usually that you work with. They're right there. They see it, they know it, they can see it coming. They see you, they know what the experience is and know why we do what we do. They know the mission, they know the calling that we do. So they're probably the ones, even without having any great conversation, just to look up and say, Beverly, okay, I see you doing good. You're handling things, but this is what I also hope you're not taking a break. You know, when we were at the office, I'd be eating the lunch at the desk and I wouldn't take a break or something like that. You know who you are. When we work all day, then you used to come home and take care of the family members that are really, really challenged and the family members that are not so challenged, but they still need you to be available. Those are the people that are most likely to be your accountability partners, the ones that get what you do and why you do it and understand without much explanation at all the pressure and the demand on us in the systems that we work in. So you know where they are, you choose them. And then the next thing to do is to be even a little bit more concerned on how you choose who you're going to ask to be that person for you. These are the people also that have to have the strength of character to push the boundary to save you for yourself. I can remember, and I'll always like to use the example of somebody coming into my desk years ago where I sat and said, well, Beverly, it's been a long day. Let's call it a day. Let's go home and let's start again tomorrow. And I can remember saying something of the fact, because that was my nature. You need to leave me alone because I got too much to do. But this person said to me, right, I'm gonna leave you alone for 10 more minutes and I'm gonna come in here and close this laptop for you. That's the kind of person. See, they don't care anything about my little temporary annoyance or something like that. They care more about me. Oh, no, but I'm saying I need those people who's going to save me from myself. And then I really, really appreciate they've done it. But you choose it. You choose it. You select the ones, and then you give them permission. That's important to do, to push the boundary. So there's an understanding between you and them. How are you going to work together to have each other's back with just a notice? And let me say this too. Sometimes when you think about helping people, it's a long, drawn out, a lot of effort. If somebody's helping me, I'm not going to give them a whole narrative about this is happening. They said, I said, we did not. That's not the point. Just say, that really shook me. That really knocked me for a loop. That one kind of knocked the wind out of me or threw me to my knees for a moment. To this kind of state what it is, kind of release it and get it off your chest. And I said, they say, okay, so now what are we going to do? We're going to take a walk. We're going to get a cup of tea. We're going to talk for a moment. We're going to get up out of the desk and just stretch for a moment. What are we going to do after work? It's something to look forward to kind of lift myself up. That's what you kind of want in a relationship, but you guys get to decide what the relationship is going to be. The point is for you to have the wisdom and have the courage to ask for help. That's a personal choice, but it's important to be able to do that. So I hope that you do that. Now, it was easier for me to explain to people how do you be accountability partners and have each other's back on the work site. Obviously, you see them, you know the routine, you know the structure, you know how things operate, the goings and comings of people. You see the clients coming in, you can see the state of your colleague before and after, or even during stressful, intense moments, which are chronic in all kinds of service. And then you could always call them to stop, like I gave the example, this passing by and say, you're not breathing, whatever the case is. Now, many of us, or most of us perhaps, are just working from home and you're not in the same building with each other. Nevertheless, you could tell, if you know anybody, when I even talk on the Zoom a lot, or I have chat sessions with a number of my colleagues, my coworkers, the people who work with me directly, I can hear it in their voice. I can hear the energy. We all have that professional feel, but we like to say, I'm fine. And I say, no, you're not, because I can see it and I can hear it, an expression of their face. That's why I like the live videos too. I can see the tension, but I feel the energy. I feel the way they say it. I could just hear it in the tone. It could be pressured speech. It could be kind of really, really sluggish speech. I could hear the breathing pattern. And I just say, what's going on? Because everything is not right. Some things may be working, but don't tell me you're fine. And then they get to say, I prefer people to say things like, some days are better than others. This is not one of the good days for me. And this is working, but this is not working. I want people to just have an outlet to express and to be affirmed for the good work that they're doing, the good service they're doing, acknowledge how difficult it is. Now, it was difficult before COVID-19, and COVID-19 has blown it, exacerbated to the nth degree, and it's still growing. This is not about to be over. Things in some areas of the country are getting even worse and worse and worse. Even more reason to have accountability partners. My people, again, I'm being personal, but I like that. My people, I just got people sometimes at this call. My best friend, he says, it's time. And that means, he wants me to get my cell phone and get out there in the street, and he be walking and talking from wherever he is in another city. And I be walking and talking. I got another friend, I'm on the phone every Monday evening. We start the week with our own mindfulness. It's usually a glass of wine and some pistachio nuts, and we just kind of talking. And I got another friend, we have coffee on Sunday afternoon after our virtual church session. I got a very, very bossy best friend down in Central California. When I talk to her, she loves to tell me, because she sees and she gets it. But see, she cares about me more than my feelings. So she comes out on me hard when she does. That's all part of the process. And frankly, I appreciate somebody's that care enough for me to nudge me, to urge me, to encourage me, and remind me on a frequent basis to stop, slow down, take a pause, decompress, get yourself together, be kind to yourself, do your mindfulness reset, do your wellness reset for yourself. I want that. If I had to put it in a sentence, I would say, I want my people, and I select the people who will save me from myself. I know the reason I got in trouble health-wise is because I did not know how to take care of myself concurrent with taking care of the needs of others or my service or my family caregiving. So my people, my accountability partners are just keeping an eye, doing a check-in. Every once in a while, I just get a little text. What about you today? What have you done for yourself today? And that's what I need, and that's what I hope. As I said, that's a choice for you to make. That's a choice for you to make. And I hope you make a choice to support one another, to have each other's back through this incredibly difficult, challenging, confusing, uncertain, and seemingly endless time. We need each other more than another to put our heads together and kind of brainstorm how we're going to handle this challenge, this day, this challenge, this day, this challenge, this day, and then make it personal as well. Not just the professional work, or the caregiving, but what is actually going on in you. That's a choice to make, to invite people to be that with you and to be your accountability partner. Please make the choice to be reminded daily to get into a wellness reset daily. Don't wait for no special holiday. Do it every day and do it with each other. Accountability partners and having each other's back. Please make that choice. And so I'll see you again, hopefully, next Monday on Mindfulness Monday. And until then, take care of yourself and be very kind to yourself. Have a great week.